Conversation is often one of the best ways to get to know one another, right? And sometimes it's even a great way to get things done and be productive. But conversation and how that looks is different for everybody because we all sort of view it in a different way and think that a successful conversation or a good conversation goes in a certain way, and those ways don't always match up with one another. So, for instance, like I'm somebody who feels like a conversation is like a tennis match. You have the ball for a minute, you say what you're going to say, and then you send it back over to somebody else. You do that through a pause or a question, and it's a back and forth. Sometimes it's like a volleyball game, and you kind of hold on to it for a little bit, pass it around within yourself, and then you send it over to somebody. But there's some people who play those games and it's like every time it's an ace. I'm going to say what I'm going to say and then I'm hitting it over hard to you to end it. And they're not really looking for feedback or for the other person to get involved as much and engage. Some people are flat out ball hogs, and once they start talking, they don't stop. They don't take a breath, it feels like. They certainly don't pause and want you to say your piece or say your part of the conversation because they view that as interrupting. But it's not meant to necessarily be a lecture or one sided, because then it's not conversing with one another. There's a big difference with that. And it's not necessarily that somebody is right or wrong as far as how this goes. A lot of times it just depends on how communication shows up for you in your personal process and what works best for you. Maybe you're somebody who doesn't enjoy the back and forth and back and forth. Maybe you certainly are somebody who does not enjoy when that back and forth involves small talk and it's kind of fluff conversation. Maybe you're somebody who needs it to go deep and meaningful and really get you somewhere. Otherwise, it's a waste of time. And other people are like, wait a minute, let's not go there. Let's just keep it light and on the surface here. So yes, communication is important. Conversations get us further in relationships. Conversations can get things done. But we also need to keep in mind that not everybody is going to approach them the same way. And so we can get really frustrated by this. We can get resentful towards one another. We can avoid having conversations with one another because we're afraid, oh gosh, if I talk to this person, it's going to get too emotional. Or if I talk to that person, it's going to be like so analytical that it, does my head in. Conversations are different for everybody. Communication, good communication, as we're all told we're supposed to do, is going to present itself in a different way for one another. So if we learn each other's behavior language and what it looks like for each of us, that can help the flow go a bit better because you know how somebody else prefers to go about it and you can handle yourself from there.